Wormwood and artemisia grow rank on the paths. From cassia and peach trees twigs break off. Roots of pear and plum trees are upturned. There's green moss on the bridgehead's winding path. The scene of this garden's desolate. Why waste your breath in this lamentation? Said 8 Rules. Let's go finish our business quickly. Though Pilgrim was saddened by what he saw, he also thought of the dream of the Tang monk, when he was told that the well could be found only beneath a plantain tree. As they walked along, they saw indeed such a tree, whose luxuriant growth was quite different from the other plants. Truly she is a fine, spiritual root of a kind. Her empty self's heaven endowed. Every branch is thin like paper. Every leaf can fold like a petal. 1,000 fine strands of green enclose one cinnabar heart within. She grieves when saddened by night rain, and droops for fear of autumn's wind. She grows in the primal strength of heaven. Her nurtures the work of creation. A parchment forms her wondrous usage. As a fan, she makes rare merit. How could phoenix plumes approximate her? Could e'en phoenix tails resemble her? Bathed in droplets of light dew, swathed in slender wisps of smoke. Her green shade shrouds windows and doors. Her green shadow mounts curtains and screens. Wild geese aren't allowed to perch here, nor may horses be tied to her. A frigid sky will make her dejected. A moonlit night her colors faint. She can only dispel high heat, and protects from the scorching sun. Bashful for lacking the peach and pear's charm, she stands alone east of the white wall. 8 Rules. Said Pilgrim. Let's get started. The treasure's buried beneath the plantain tree. Idiot lifted his rake with both hands and toppled the plantain tree, after which he used his snout to burrow into the ground. After digging up some 3 or 4 feet of dirt, he discovered a slab of stone. Delighted, Idiot said. Elder brother, we're lucky. There's indeed a treasure here, covered by a slab of stone. I wonder if it's contained in a jar or a box. Lift the stone up and take a look, said Pilgrim. Idiot indeed used his snout to give the slab of stone a shove. Immediately, glimmering shafts of light shot up. Laughing, 8 Rules said, Lucky. Lucky. The treasure's glowing. He went forward to take another careful look, and saw that it was actually the glow of the stars and moon reflected in the water of a well. Elder brother, said 8 Rules. When you want to do something, you ought to get to the bottom of it. How so? Asked Pilgrim. 8 Rules said, This is a well. If you had told me in the monastery that the treasure would be found in a well, I would have brought along those 2 ropes we used to tie our bags. Then we would have been able to find a way to lower Old Hog down there. Now we're empty-handed. How could we go down there to fetch the thing up here? You want to go down there? Asked Pilgrim. Of course, said 8 Rules. But we have no ropes. Take off your clothes, said Pilgrim, and I'll give you the means. 8 Rules said, I don't have any good clothes. All I have to do is untie this shirt. Dear great sage. He took out his golden hooped rod and gave both its ends a pull, crying, Grow. It grew to about 70 or 80 feet long. 8 Rules. He said, You grab hold of one end, and I'll let you down the well. Elder brother, said 8 Rules. You can do that, but when we reach the surface of the water, you stop. I know, said Pilgrim. Idiot then wrapped himself around the rod at one end, and with no effort at all, Pilgrim picked him up and lowered him into the well. In a little while, they reached the edge of the water, and 8 Rules said, We're touching water. When Pilgrim heard that, he gave the rod a plunge downward, and with a loud splash Idiot fell into the water headfirst. Abandoning the iron rod, he began at once to tread water, muttering to himself, Damn him. I told him to stop when we reached water, but he gave me a plunge instead. Pilgrim retrieved his rod and said, laughing, "Brother, is there any treasure?" "What treasure?" said 8 Rules. "Only a well of water." Pilgrim said, "The treasure has sunk deep into the water. Why don't you go below and feel around?" Idiot indeed knew well the nature of water. He ducked his head under the surface and dove straight down. Ah, the well was extremely deep. He plunged hard a second time before opening his eyes to look around, and he saw all at once a towered edifice, on which were written the 3 words, "Water Crystal Palace." Highly shaken, 8 Rules said, "Undone. Undone. I got on the wrong way. I must have fallen into the ocean, for only the ocean has a water crystal palace. How could there be one in a well?" 8 Rules, you see, did not know that this happened to be the palace of the Well Dragon King. As 8 Rules was speaking to himself, a Yak Aeon patrol opened the gate of the palace. When he saw what he saw, he ran inside to report, saying, "Great King, disaster." From the well above fell a monk with a long snout and huge ears, stark naked and without a stitch of clothing. He isn't dead yet, and he is talking. When the Well Dragon King heard this, he was greatly startled. This must be the Marshal of Heavenly Reeds. Last night the Night Patrol God came here by imperial decree from above to take the soul of the King of the Black Rooster Kingdom to see the Tang Monk. They were to ask the Great Sage, equal to heaven, to subdue a fiend. This has to be the Great Sage and the Marshal of Heavenly Reeds. We should not treat them rudely. Hurry, we must welcome them. Straightening out his clothes, the Dragon King led his water kinsman out the door and cried in a loud voice, "Marshal of Heavenly Reeds, please take a seat inside." 8 Rules became very pleased and said to himself, "So there's a friend here." Without regard for etiquette or decency, Idiot walked right into the Water Crystal Palace and, still stark naked, took the honored seat above. "Marshal," said the Dragon King, "I heard recently that your life was spared when you embraced the Buddhist faith to accompany the Tang monk to acquire scriptures in the Western Heaven. For what reason have you come here?" "I was just about to tell you that," said 8 Rules. "My elder brother, Sun Wukong, wanted to send you his most earnest greetings. He told me to come to ask you for a certain treasure." "That's pitiful," said the Dragon King. "Where do I have any treasure around here? I'm not like those other dragon kings of such big rivers as the Yangtze, the Yellow River, the Huai, and the Ji. When they can fly and soar through the air most of the time to transform, they will have treasures. I have been stuck here for a long time. I can't even get to see the sun and the moon regularly. Where would I get any treasures?" "Don't refuse me," said 8 Rules. "If you have any, bring them out." "I do have just one treasure," said the Dragon King. "But I can't bring it out. The Marshal himself will have to go and take a look. How about it?" "Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful," said 8 Rules. "I'll go and take a look." The Dragon King walked in front while Idiot followed. They passed the Water Crystal Palace and came upon a long corridor, inside of which they found a 6-foot corpse. Pointing with his finger, the Dragon King said, "Marshal, that's the treasure." 8 Rules went forward to look at it. Ah, it was actually a dead king. Still wearing a rising to heaven cap, a reddish-brown robe, a pair of carefree boots, and a jade belt, he lay there stiff as a board. "Hard. Hard. Hard," said 8 Rules, chuckling. "This can't be considered a treasure. When I recall the time when Old Hog was a monster in the mountain, this thing was frequently used as food. Don't ask me how many such things I have seen. Even as far as eating was concerned, I have consumed countless numbers. How could you call this a treasure?" "So you don't know, Marshal?" said the Dragon King. "That he is actually the corpse of the King of the Black Rooster Kingdom. Since he reached the well, I have embalmed him with a feature-preserving pearl, so that he won't deteriorate. If you are willing to carry him out of here on your back to see the Great Sage, equal to heaven, who, by the way, may have the wish to revive him, Don't speak of treasures, you can have anything you want. In that case, said 8 Rules, I'll carry him out on my back for you. But how much cartage are you going to pay me? The Dragon King said, I don't have any money. You want to use people free, said 8 Rules. If you really don't have any money, I won't carry him. If you don't, said the Dragon King, please go. 8 Rules left at once. The Dragon King, however, ordered 2 powerful yak as to haul the corpse out of the Water Crystal Palace's gate. They threw him down, took off the water-repelling pearl, and water began to close in on all sides noisily. Turning around quickly to look, 8 Rules could no longer see the gate of the Water Crystal Palace. When he stretched out his hands, all he could lay hold of was the corpse of the king, the touch of which made his legs weaken and his tendons turn numb with fear. He darted up to the surface of the water. With his hands clinging to the wall of the well, he shouted, Elder brother, stick your rod down here to save me. Is there any treasure? Asked Pilgrim. 8 Rules said, there isn't any. Beneath the water, however, there's a well-dragon king, who told me to carry a dead man on my back. I wouldn't do it, and he sent me out the door. That was when his Water Crystal Palace disappeared also. When I felt that corpse, I was so scared that my hands grew weak and my tendons turned numb. I could hardly move. Elder brother, for good or ill, please save me. That's precisely the treasure, said Pilgrim. Why won't you carry him up here? 8 Rules said. He must have been dead for quite a while. Why should I carry him on my back? If you won't, said Pilgrim, I'll go back. Where? Asked 8 Rules. I'm going back to the monastery, said Pilgrim. To get some sleep with Master. You mean I can't go with you? Said 8 Rules. Pilgrim said,